Welcome to A Song of Ice and Fire Symposium. My name is Snav.
And I'm Harmit.
And this is a Game of Thrones. Chapters 62 and 63. Tyrion and Catelyn.
Woo!
In these chapters,
We're off at war. We're off at war, baby. Let's go. Let's win the war.
in this episode, we are recording without notes.
Oh my gosh.
So let's see if we can do this.
Oh my
Yay.
gosh. We used to do it without notes. We know how to do it. Let's do it.
Welcome to the podcast, everyone. We are here, and we are doing this.
And we're going to battle. Or war, not battle.
Well, battle, war, yeah, whatever. Two different battles in a war.
Yes.
Okay, question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Once this war is, written in the histories, what will it be called?
Oh, that's cool. Oh, yeah, because this is so, I don't know. The Land Clan plan. Land's Clan and Stark's Mark. Like, if the Starks win, it can be like the Stark's Mark. No. What are wars usually? Oh, because it was like Robert's Rebellion.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, imagine if this was also called Robert's Rebellion. Oh no, his name's Rob. It's not Robert. Okay, Rob's Rebellion. That would be funny. I want it to be called Rob's Rebellion, just so people can't tell them apart.
Cool. I like that. I just wanted to ask that question. There's no real reason.
Wait, that's cool. I actually want to know that more than the outcome of the war. I feel like
I'm sure the outcome of the war will influence.
It will be reflected, yes.
Yeah.
That's why I want to know that.
Of course. Okay, so what did you think of these two chapters?
These were really good.
Heavy.
I was like, yes, we are fighting the war. But I was, okay, but I was so confused because Catelyn's chapter was so short. And I was like, and it just felt like such a red herring when they were like, oh, we have Jaime. And then I saw Jaime, I was like, this is a trap, don't fall for it. Because I was like, how did they capture Jaime in 2 pages? And then I was like, okay, Catelyn wasn't actually there, but...
Yeah.
I don't know. It was just so weird, with the whole Tyrion, we saw, every single detail, everything, and then we go to Catelyn, and I'm like, what?
Even though these chapters are both battles, they're very different, and they're both very well written. Like, in Tyrion's chapter, he's, fighting by the river, and at one point, he, looks around and is like, huh? There's no river to my left. And then he looks to his right and he's like, oh, it's there now. I got turned around. And honestly, while I was reading that chapter, I felt turned around as well. It was really well described. Yeah, and then we have Catelyn's chapter where it's a lot of inner reflection and just she can't even see the battle. She can only hear it.
Yeah. And then just assume oh, that must be Rob.
Yeah.
Yes, because Rob is the only person there. But, obviously I get it.
No,
that's the one she's worried about.
She's at one point I heard Rob's voice as if he were standing next to me. And, she's his mom, so she probably recognizes his voice.
Yeah, but also I feel like she's just in a state of heightened emotions and your brain just makes stuff up, something that even... even something that sounds similar, your brain just assumes, oh, that must be Rob.
Okay. Well, I didn't think it was something her brain made up. I was just like, oh yeah, because it's a valley situation. Acoustics work differently. So
that's fair.
It is possible that certain voices will carry in certain ways. Yeah, okay. Good discussion. Now let's do the summarizing.
Mesmerizing.
No. Yes. I had said I can do whatever I want.
Oh my gosh.
Ready?
Yes.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so Tyrion is like about to have his meal, and then he gets mad because Tywin's being stupid, and then he's like, bye. He's gonna be in the Vanguard for the battle, and then they sneak attack while he's with Shea, I don't know.
Shay.
Shay. He's with Shay, and they sneak attack, and he's like, oh my gosh. He's like trying to get ready, and all his armor is like not working, and then he like fights off some men, and then people fight him, he gets mud in his face, and then in the end, you know, he doesn't die, and Tywin's like, switch. I just wanted, I don't know, who's next? Oh, Catelyn. Catelyn's hanging out, she's hiding in the woods, they're waiting for Jaime, and it's this whole thing about, oh my gosh, like, Jaime's so impatient, and we're counting on this, and oh my gosh, and then he shows up, and they sneak attack, and it's this whole counter plan thingy, and then, you know, they capture Jaime, and it's this whole big deal, and Jaime kills some of the people who were guarding Robb, and Robb's like, oh, they died, and Catelyn's like, you can't grieve for them right now. Oh.
Good. At least for the second one, you got somewhere, and you got pretty close to the end on the first one, too, so.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. If only you hadn't talked about dinner for so long.
I talked about dinner for 2 seconds.
I know, I'm just joking.
2 seconds out of 30, though. That's 1/15th, so I guess can't even talk that long about dinner.
Okay, so let's get into these chapters. So first up, as y'all know, we have Tyrion. And Tyrion's just arriving where they have set up camp for the night. And he's going to where his dad's having dinner with his people, and there's suckling pigs all around, and so for the audience, Harmouth is making a face because we are both vegetarians, so like whatever, like that, it's not really appetizing to us, but to Tyrion it is. He like probably hasn't eaten in several hours, and he's like, I want that meat. And constantly it's like, okay, so he poured himself some wine, he cut up the meat, he was about to take a bite, but somebody said something, so he put it down, and then like eventually he takes a bite, but then somebody pisses him off, so he spits it out, and he doesn't, like, it's this whole journey of him wanting to eat but not being able to. Yeah. It's a thing.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, so basically he gets there, and he's the last person to arrive, so his dad's like, oh, if you show up so late, I should put you in charge of burying the dead. Or, you know.
Your voice for Tywin. Oh my gosh.
What? You don't think he sounds like this? I totally think so.
Oh my gosh. I feel like Jaime sounds like that. That has more of a Jaime vibe.
I don't know. When we get to Jaime, we'll see what my head comes up with.
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Maybe they sound the same because they're related.
Maybe. Guess we'll find out.
Yes. Okay, so what was I gonna say? So anyway, they're talking about how the Northern Army is like a day's ride out. So, you know, there will be a battle soon. And
soon.
Yeah, and like, okay, I'm so okay, this is what happens when I don't have notes. It's okay. So anyway, this dude, what's his name? Lord Lefford is complaining about the clansmen taking like 2 weapons each, and Tyrion's like, yeah, well, Shaga likes 2 blades, and he thinks 3's better than 2, so
yeah.
Basically, they're like, okay, your people are undisciplined, and y'all better not mess up the battle. And they're thinking of putting them in the vanguard, which is like, you know, the front line of the battle. And Tyrion's like, oh, thanks for, you know,
trusting me with that, but
yeah. I'm sure I will die and your wishes will be fulfilled or something. I don't know. What does he say? But basically, Tyrion like is not happy at the idea. So Tywin is like, hey, I why don't I can, yeah, if you don't want to be in the vanguard, I can totally put you in the back in charge of all the carriages and stuff. And Tyrion's like, yeah, don't do me any kindnesses. Basically.
Yeah.
This is, I think, where he has to spit out the meat because he's so disgusted.
Yeah.
Oh, and by the way, when they talk about putting Tyrion and his people and the vanguard, it's Sir Kevin who says that he had a thought to put him there, and it says Sir Kevin seldom had a thought that Lord Tywin had not had first.
Yeah.
So he's clearly a follower.
Yes.
Okay, you talk for a bit.
Okay, so then he's kind of like, okay, well, Father, if you want me to lead your vanguard, I can do that. And then what's his name? I'm doing the same thing with Tyrion, Tywin. My brain's like, because they both start with T. So then Tywin's like, no, Sir Gregor is gonna lead it, not you. And then at that, Tyrion's like, okay, this is the last straw. I don't really want to eat anymore. Bye, Father. And his father doesn't really care. And then he's kind of looking around at the camp, and he's kind of thinking about how there's so many people there, but he just feels so alone and lonely, and it's not a fun moment for him. And then he goes over to the mountain people, and they're cooking an ox, and...
But it's so huge, it probably won't be cooked until dawn, so there's like... He's like, yes, I would love to share in your meal for breakfast.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, call me when it's ready. It'll be a while. I'm gonna leave now. And then he goes and sees, what's his name, Bronn?
Yeah, Bronn and his new groom and squire, Sir Podrick. No, not Sir Podrick Payne. Just Podrick Payne is there.
I love that name, Podrick Payne.
And apparently he's related to a certain Sir Ilyn Payne.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I don't know what to think about that. Like
is he a trustworthy good dude?
Oh, well, he likes to keep his mouth shut, so he doesn't just blurt out dumb things. We know that. I don't know. Well,
oh, and I should mention that Podrick is like 10.
Oh, okay. Podrick's like a child.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Maybe 12, but like
Podrick
around
is a
there.
child. I just love saying Podrick. I just want to say it again and again. But okay, I think he's good. Yeah. I feel pretty neutrally about Sir Ilyn Payne, so I'm just like, oh, he's related to him, you know?
Okay. All right. So, Podrick is there. Bronn is there. I don't think they named the groom, but he's there. And this girl is there. And, you know, before we get to that, Tyrion first notices that they have also been eating some trout, and he's like, damn it, I missed that. So, like, there's no food for him anywhere.
Yeah. I think, like, when he's talking about Sir Ilyn Payne, he's like, oh, the king's blank, and I'm like, oh my gosh, he doesn't know Robert's dead.
No, he does. That he found that out in the last chapter. He's the king's justice. He can be Joffrey's justice.
Oh, I'm dumb.
It's not King Robert's justice. Like
I forgot that he found that out last time. My bad, guys.
Yeah.
I forget everything. It's okay.
So anyway, he's noticing the food, and there's none for him. And then he turns his attention to the slim, dark-haired girl, no more than 18 by the look of her. And apparently this is a sex worker that Bronn has acquired for Tyrion. And her name's Shay.
And I loved when she was like, she can talk, or what did she say?
Oh, it is, my lord, and she can speak for herself, if it please you. My mother called me Shay. Men call me often.
Oh my gosh.
She's entertaining. But so wait, what? Okay, the notable thing here is, so Tyrion had asked Bronn to go find him a sex worker, because that's what he has Bronn for, I guess. And he was like, make sure you tell her who I am and what I am. Because apparently in the past, when people, like, girls would see him for the first time, they would, like, react to him being a dwarf, and he just didn't want to see that again. So, understandable. I get it.
Yeah.
And so
like he's trying to have sex not to feel secluded, and then if somebody's gonna react like that, just others him further.
Exactly. Yeah. It takes the fun out of it. So he takes Shay into the tent, because they're out in a camp. And okay, so at this point, he basically asks her to be his girlfriend.
Yeah, like he isn't just like, oh, have
we
sex
gotta
with
be
me.
Exclusive. Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, oh, like you're right. He's pretty much asking her to be his girlfriend. He's like, I want you to, like, pretty much like be my companion on this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And she's like, fine, as long as I get paid,
Yeah.
And he doesn't lack for money, so that's good.
Yeah.
And so they have sex and eventually fall asleep, I think.
Yeah. Or she falls
She
asleep.
falls asleep, and he has to go pee outside. And
the author wrote he has to go make water.
Yeah.
I was like, I started
well,
laughing.
I don't know, because like, I have to go pee doesn't sound medieval enough.
I know, but it was just funny. I was like, I'm going to start saying that. Can I go make water?
Don't. Please don't.
I won't. I won't. I'm kidding. But that was just so
anyway. So when he's out and about, he sees Bronn sitting there, prepping his sword and stuff. And
apparently Bronn doesn't sleep a lot.
I don't know. Maybe he slept... I don't know. I actually have no idea. So he's there, and Tyrion finds out that Bronn took Shay from this other knight.
Oh my.
And he's like, oh, I told you to find me a companion, not an enemy. But whatever, he's Tyrion. People will people will respect that name and do whatever he wants.
Yes.
Even though if behind their back they make fun of him. Either way, it worked out.
Yes.
And so Tyrion's like, okay, just make sure that you got my back tomorrow, or, during the battle, whenever it is. Mm-hmm. And if I survive, you can name your reward. So Bronn's like, yeah. Nice.
Bronn's getting a lot of... Doesn't he still have an overdue reward from, like, the mountain stuff?
Well, he's probably been paid.
Oh, that's fair.
Because they've, like, arrived at the Lannister camp. So
that's true.
If the clansmen got their weapons, Bronn probably got his gold. But he's probably sticking around because there's, potential for more gold.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah, so Tyrion goes back. Shay's awake. And she tells her about the knight that was, like, with her before. And she's like, oh, he's a small man. You are my giant of Lannister. And they have sex again and fall asleep. And then they wake up to the blare of trumpets. Because the Northerners have snuck up on them in the middle of the night. And now they're scrambling to get ready.
Sucks to suck, clan. In your face. Just kidding, they win, so it's not much of an in your face, but it's okay.
Well, wait, I want to talk about that in a second. But so Tyrion goes out, he tells his squire to bring his armor and stuff, and finds Bronn, and Bronn's like explains the situation. And apparently the, northern host is less than a mile north and forming up in battle array. Now this was kind of weird for me because so this is like the middle of the night, right? Mm-hmm. Why did this stop a mile away and like start forming into battle array and giving the Lannisters time to prepare? Why don't just like get to their camp and burn their tents while they're sleeping?
That's true.
Like I was also reading Race for the Iron Throne, and Stephen Atwell brought the same point up, and he made other points too, but spoiler, so I won't tell you.
Okay.
But basically, like, they could have won this battle, or at least caused a lot more damage if they hadn't done that, like, Yeah.
Did they want to, like, I don't know, I guess because it still is, like, the Starks. Did they want to be more, like they didn't want to kill their enemy in the dark type thing?
Oh, more honorable.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but this is war.
Yeah, that's fair. Well, maybe... I don't know, could they have, like, no, that doesn't make sense. I was like, could they have intended to lose? I don't know, just to be, but then it's like, no, now you're capturing all your men and, like, losing all your men, and there's really no, like, that's not really gonna give them an advantage, because then they're gonna, like, okay, they lose, now they're gonna keep going forward.
Yeah.
You know? So
and Bruce Bolton, who's leading that host, he's not, like, he scares everyone. He doesn't seem like the kind of dude to, like, overlook this, but maybe he got bad advice, or maybe this was his instructions. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true. I guess not everybody can be the best at, like, battle strategy. Maybe he's just not
good at it.
Good at strategy. I don't know.
Right. So then Rob made a bad choice in having him lead.
Yeah, but I guess, like, he didn't know, you know. But it's okay.
Yeah. So anyway, the point is, they're, you know, close by now, so everybody in the Lannister clan, the Lan clan, has to get ready. And so Tyrion is thinking about how he has a really nice suit of armor back in Casterly Rock,
he's
which
like,
is no use to him now.
He's like, I have to wear all this armor that doesn't
mismatched
fit, and
stuff.
Just, and I look bad, and I feel bad, and it doesn't fit, and it's just this whole thing.
Mm-hmm. And he's like, well, it is what it is. So he rides on out. And what happens?
And he's kind of, like, thinking about how he could die. And he's like, once again, every time, like, he even said before, he's like, every time I'm around my dad, it just makes me feel so small or whatever. And I feel like every time he's around his dad, well, I guess he's always thinking about this. But I feel like now, the last few chapters, we've seen him around his dad. He's just thinking about his brother more and more. Like, even at this point, he's like, I wonder if Jaime's afraid of dying when he goes into battle. Like, why am I afraid?
Yeah, he's pondering death. Yeah. And as he's watching, like, the soldiers form around him, he says, or thinks, in the dawn light, the army of Lord Tywin Lannister unfolded like an iron rose, thorns gleaming. I really like that description.
Yeah.
So we find out a little bit about their plan. So Tyrion's going to be on the left, next to the river in the vanguard. Sir Kevin is going to be in the center. And then there's going to be on the right a bunch of knights. Knights on the right. Okay. And Tywin Lannister is standing up on a hill waiting as part of the reserve to, like, intervene when and where needed. So
yeah, you do you. You do you,
yes.
Tywin. Tywin, you're about to win.
And I love his, like, the description of Tywin. He says, even from afar, his lord father was resplendent. Tywin Lannister's battle armor put his son Jaime's gilded suit to shame.
Yeah.
His great cloak was sewn from countless layers of cloth of gold,
oh my gosh,
so heavy that it barely stirred even when he charged.
That's crazy.
So large that its drape covered most of its stallion's hindquarters when he took the saddle.
I can't.
No ordinary claps would suffice for such a weight, so the great cloak was held in place by a matching pair of miniature lionesses crouching on his shoulders, as if poised to spring.
Oh my gosh.
Their mate, a male with a magnificent mane, reclined atop Lord Tywin's great helm, one paw raking the air as he roared.
Oh my gosh. And we've seen,
and
like,
everything's, like, I remember, gold and stuff.
I remember when I think it was Sansa, like, during the tourney, when she was like, oh my gosh, Jaime has this and this and this, and she was describing his, like, stuff.
Yeah, because his armor is all gilded in gold.
Yeah. And it's just crazy, because now Tyrion's like, yeah, you thought that was cool? Now look at this.
Because Tywin's, like, his armor is tinted scarlet.
Yeah.
And crimson, rather, not scarlet, crimson, and then he's got all these gold ornaments, which I can totally see looking better than just all gold.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
So, Tyrion's like you said, contemplating death, and he's thinking about the direwolves, and he's like, I wonder if they'll be in the battle. I hope not.
Yeah, it's funny that that's what he's worried about.
Well, I mean, I get it. Like, he's faced them face to face
Yeah,
before.
that's true.
So
that's true.
Yeah. And okay, so there's Sir Gregor's around. He's like pointing people where to go and telling people what to do. And he's huge, and he has a huge horse.
Yes. And Braun's like, yeah, I'm going to go behind him so I don't get
Yeah,
hit.
because he's going to take all the arrows for me.
Yeah.
And so Tyrion's assigned to the left of the left, right next to the river. And he gathers all his clansmen around him, and he's like, look, the river. That river is ours. Whatever happens, keep close to the water. Never lose sight of it. Let no enemy come between us and our river. If they dirty our waters, hack off their cocks and feed them to the fishes.
Oh my gosh. And at that part, the mountain people were like, yes, we will do
half
that.
Half man. I kind of felt empowered by his speech, honestly.
I know. I was like, yes, Tyrion, go off. But my favorite part during this... Yeah, sorry, what were you saying?
No, you tell me.
Okay, my favorite part was he was like, oh... There was Winterfell's, like, I don't know what he said, but, he was like, I saw white everywhere, but, like, I didn't see the actual Starks, and I was like, haha, because they're not there. Because he's, like, trying to find Robb, and he's like, I wonder where the boy is. Like,
when was that?
I could not tell you, but somewhere in the chapter, he was like, somewhere in the battle, he was like, like, there's that white of Winterfell, like, I wonder where Robb is, you know?
Okay. I remember him noting all the different, like, sigils, and then he's like, the direwolf of Stark was everywhere.
Yeah. But, yeah, I think at that point he was like, yeah.
Okay, anyway. So he's looking around at the Vanguard, and it's basically made up of, like, the worst of the army. And he's like, I see we were just, we're here to be slaughtered.
Yeah.
Yay, Dad. But he doesn't say anything.
And we're led by a great leader.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah. There's, like, no time to think about it anymore, because the Northerner host is creeping up on them, and they're visible over the hills now. And he sees people and sigils and stuff, and there's a horn that blows. Mm-hmm. Or is blown. Somebody blows a horn. Okay, and then people fight. Fight. Die. Let's see. We can just talk about some notable moments, because I don't know. I don't think we need to go into exact detail. Yeah. Sir Gregor basically, like, charges into the Northerners, and, like, his horse dies, but he himself has gotten into, like, infiltrated their ranks, so he's like around swinging his two-handed great sword like a dagger.
Tyrion's fighting a couple men. Tyrion gets mud on his face. He tips a horse on somebody.
Tyrion actually does really well. Well, he doesn't tip a horse on somebody,
doesn't he?
Hold on, we're gonna talk about this. Okay, so Tyrion does really well for himself. He, like, sees this dude, and the dude's like, imp, die. And then Tyrion, like, what's the thing? Oh, and Tyrion's horse bites the dude.
That was funny. I enjoyed that.
Then Tyrion kills him with his axe and is like, you die. And I love that.
Yes.
And then he sees this knight coming at him, and what happens? Oh yeah, he's got a morning star. Do you know what a morning star is?
No.
It's like the ball with spikes.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure. I think so. But anyway, he's got that, and he attacks Tyrion's horse, and Tyrion's horse goes down. So Tyrion's just sitting there, and the dude recognizes Tyrion, and since he's, like, kind of valuable, instead of killing him, he wants to capture him, and he asks him to yield. Mm-hmm. So Tyrion's, like, looking around to see what kind of weapon he might have, and then, like, he's got nothing. But then he remembers the spike on the top of his helmet, and what he does is he, like, shoves his head into the guy's horse's belly, and then the horse like rears because it's in pain and like runs away, but in that process the spike like splits it open, and the horse dies and falls on top of the dude that was riding it. It was a really cool thing.
Yeah, I know. That's why, like, usually I don't enjoy the description, but this was so cool that even I was like, okay, I enjoyed this.
I'm pretty sure there's like there's gotta be an illustration of this. I will. Where did I see it? You know when you've seen something and you just can't find it later? It's the worst thing. Okay, I couldn't find it, but if I do, I will send it to you and I'll also share it with people in the show notes.
Okay. Sounds good.
All right. Yeah, so anyway, it's a cool moment. Tyrion pokes a hole with a spike and captures a knight. So yay, Tyrion.
Look at Tyrion go.
Basically, like, he looks around and he sees that the northern people are retreating and dying, and he's like, oh, we seem to be winning. And the fighting has kind of like moved away from where he's at, and Bronn comes up to him and they look around, and about half of the clansmen that were with them have died. But Shagga's alive, even though he has several arrows sticking out of him.
That he didn't notice.
Yeah, and he's like cursing at them for ruining his new armor. Like, that's what he's worried about.
Yeah.
And yeah, so Tyrion rides out to where his dad's at, sipping wine out of a jeweled cup. Like, they didn't just like have a battle or anything.
Yeah.
And Sir Kevin is like, well done, y'all fought well. And his dad's like, yeah, well, you kind of ruined my plan. My plan was to have you lose so that the Northerners come charging into the middle and get surrounded. And Tyrion's like, yeah, well,
sorry Dad.
Yeah.
He's like, sorry, Dad, for ruining your plan, but, you know, I like my life, so calm down, Father.
Yeah. And so...
And it was funny how he kept saying, he's like, oh, you know, he's a young man. I thought he was... I didn't expect him to be wise beyond his years. And I was like, that wasn't Rob, buddy.
Yes. But also, so at this point, this dude comes up. What's his name? Sir Adam Marbrand. And he gives a report of who they've captured. So they've got Lord Servin, Sir Willis Manderley, Harrion Karstark, For the Freys, and Lord Hornwood is dead, and Roose Bolton has escaped. And Tywin's like, what about the boy? And he's like, yeah, he wasn't with them. He crossed the river at the Twins and is heading for a river run. And Tyrion's like, ha, ha, ha. Yeah, I love this.
Yes.
So they won, but...
Did they?
They won this battle,
yes.
But they didn't realize the trap, so ha ha ha.
Sucks to suck, Lan Clan. Your plan... your plan was a sham.
Okay.
I was trying to think of another rhyme and I couldn't. It's gone. I wasted all my rhymes. But yeah, it was a fun little moment. But I guess also, even if they hadn't, like, I guess that's Tyrion's thing. Not Tyrion. Oh my gosh, Tywin's thing, right? Like, let's say the people had been like prepared, or like something, if something had gone differently, right, and the Starks hadn't, because I remember, like, by the time like Tywin started moving, like, they'd pretty much already lost, right?
Lost what? Oh, like
they were already losing.
Starks had lost in this battle. Yes.
Yeah, the Starks were already pretty much losing. But even if they hadn't been losing, like I guess like for example, their first line, like the Vanguard with all the like more like untrained people, like that was a weaker line for them versus like obviously like Tywin's line. But then the Starks, like, did the Starks have that same formation, or did the Starks... Because the Starks, like, this part of the army was the people who weren't trained, right? The people who came with Bolton? Or am I remembering that
Well,
wrong?
no, not that they weren't trained. It was that they weren't riders.
Oh!
They were foot soldiers.
Got it. Oh, that.
Yeah. I'm not sure what the formation of the Northern Army was.
I see.
But, yeah. Okay, so Tyrion did good. He survived the battle, which we like. And Tywin got a little snubbed in the face, which we also like.
Yes, he got multiple snubs in the face.
Mm-hmm. So, let's move on to Catelyn.
Hi, Catelyn.
Now, this battle is known as the Battle of the Whispering Wood.
Ooh, but that's cool.
Yeah.
I also love the result of this battle. It's a good result. I was so shook. I was like, you did not just capture Jaime Lannister. Like, what? I was like,
yay!
how? I didn't trust them. And I'm like, maybe I should have trusted them, but also, like, this is like a 15-year-old boy. Like, come on, you know? But also, obviously...
Well, apparently he's a very smart 15-year-old boy.
But also, like, Brendan seemed to have done a lot, especially in this chapter. Like, it seemed like he helped form, like, a big
He
part
provided
of
the insight on Jaime.
Yes.
Because he was like, so, my dude Jaime, he's basically... there's like a thing.
Oh, I didn't realize you were trying to kill the bug. I thought you were trying to describe Jaime. And I was like, I don't understand this description.
Sorry, that was me trying to kill a bug. So, Sir Brendan Tully, he's like, okay, Jaime, he's impatient. He's already ridden out like several times to like chase off bands of like raiders and stuff.
That other people could have done, but he's like, no.
Yeah, exactly. He just doesn't like to sit still.
But I think also like... Yeah, like, obviously he did a lot of, like, the insight because he was, like, riding out in front a lot of the time. But I also think, like, he was also like, oh, I remember one part of the story where he was like, okay, you're gonna wait here, and then as you attack with, like, 100 men, then we're all gonna charge or whatever. So it seemed like he was really part of the battle strategy as well.
No, that was Rob saying that.
Really? I thought that was...
Yes.
Oh, good job, Rob! Oh my gosh, how did I totally miss that? In my mind, that was Brendan, and I was like, that's why I was confused. I was like, oh, Brendan's, like, leading the strategy. Okay. Oh,
no, it's
okay.
Rob.
Oh,
like, Brendan Tully,
Rob.
he provides the info, and Rob comes up with the plan.
See, that's what I thought, but then when I read that, in my mind was like, this is Brendan. I was like, why isn't Rob doing anything? But okay, it worked, so great. Okay, good job, Rob! Yay! Okay, good job. That's a good surprise. Good job, Rob.
So Catelyn's standing there at the top of the hill, and she's surrounded by 30 protectors, and we find out that there was a bit of bargaining. She wanted
15, I think.
She had insisted 10 would be enough, but Rob wanted 50, so they settled for 30, and neither of them were happy with it.
Yeah.
So what else? So she's like thinking back to how she's always waiting for dudes and their stupid stuff.
And it's always, for some reason, it's always about battle. They're always riding out for battle, and then she's waiting.
Well, usually, yeah. So she thinks back to waiting for her dad when she was a kid, waiting for Brandon Stark when
who never
he went
arrived.
Yeah, waiting for Ned once he went off to battle, and now waiting for Rob. So
yeah, but most of those times she's been successful. So
right, and this time too.
Yes, let's keep our fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, man. With all her like reflection, I was like, oh my, I don't know. I just started thinking, I was like, dang, I really hope nobody dies, because there was just so much self-reflection, and usually with the chapters with reflection, it's like there's a purpose to it, but here it was just like a cool, fun little thing. That was nice.
Yeah, she's like looking at Rob and is like, oh my gosh, who's this tall young man with the beard? Where's my baby?
Yeah.
And at one point, it's he lowers his helm over his face, and she's like, a tall young knight sat on the gray stallion where her son had been.
Yeah.
She's having like, oh gods, please let him grow taller and like live to see 50 or whatever.
Yeah. I was like, oh. And oh my gosh, you know what I liked? There was a part where, you know, because Catelyn's describing everything, and they were talking about how some of the lords who'd ran away from River Run joined Rob's party.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh my gosh, look at them being all, you know, wanting to go to war, doing their thing. Right. they're like still being loyal and trying to like do something, like do anything that they can. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, so Lord Jason Mallisters come up with them, and like random free riders and other scattered people that were there.
Also, they call like because Rob also has protectors, because Catelyn's like, sir, but his protectors, or I think it was his protectors, but they call him Young Wolf.
Yes.
That was very
the
cute.
Young Wolf.
I was like, oh, that's a good nickname. I like that.
Yeah, so like when Catelyn got her protectors, she insisted that he also have 30 protectors. Yeah. So they're basically like the kids of the Banner people.
Yeah.
And so there's Torrin and Eddard Karstark, Patrick Mallister, Small John Umber, because the great John Umber's kid.
Yeah,
Small John.
That was really funny.
Darren Hornwood, Theon, 5 of Walder Frey's.
Okay, how old is Theon?
He was 19 at the beginning of this book.
Wait, what?
Yes.
I thought Theon was like old.
No.
Oh
he's older than Rob, but he's not old.
I thought, wait, oh my gosh. Wait. There was a reason Theon was with them, right? He like did something wrong before
his dad rebelled against Robert, so Ned took him as a ward, also known as a hostage. Right? Okay. Remember this?
Right. Yes. So is his dad dead?
No. Like, we hear about him. His dad, like, surrendered. So.
Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Oh, so they didn't have to kill him. Got it.
Yeah. Okay. What I was going to say is I love whenever, like, they mention all these people by name, and then it's like 5 of the phrase, 4 of the phrase, like, because there's so many, and most of them are probably named Walder. It doesn't make sense to actually name
That's
them.
Funny. Walder Frey, blank Frey.
Walder Frey. Walter Frey.
Yeah, that's true. That's really funny.
And there's, who else is there? Oh, yes, Sir Wendell Manderley, Robin Flint, and Daisy Mormont, Lady Mage Mormont's eldest daughter, who is also the heir to Bear Island. And it says that a lanky 6-footer who had been given a morning star at an age when most girls were given dolls. And I'm like, damn right.
Yes, slay the game mage.
She's 6 feet tall. That's nice.
That's pretty cool.
Some of the other dudes are like, oh, and Catelyn's like, shut the fuck up. I want my kid to live, and she is one of the best, so shut up.
Just because you feel inadequate, that's a you problem, not a her problem.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, calm down.
So, they're hanging around. Catelyn's waiting with her guards, and she hears a bird, one of the snow shrikes, like shrilling in the distance. Oh, yeah. And she's like, oh, they're northern birds. And I was like, oh, look, they've traveled with the northern host.
Oh my gosh.
The Starks bring winter with them. And like hearing them cry out, she's like, okay, they're coming. She's thinking to herself. And Hal Mullen, her primary guard, is like, they're coming, my lady. And apparently he always states the obvious, and this is like a consistent thing that happens in the chapter. Oh my gosh. I found it really funny.
Yeah. Yes, we love a good narrator who is really behind on the story.
Yeah, so she sees like Jaime's people coming up the hill on the other side, and she briefly glimpses him, and he's not wearing a helmet. And I was like, oh, he's so arrogant, not wearing a helmet. And what else is happening? Yeah, and this is where we find out what the plan was. Like, so basically they were gonna raid him and make him think like it was just a random raid, lure him out into this point of advantage in the valley and surround him into the trap and strike.
Yes. This was iconic. I wish we could have seen, like, this is one of those moments where I'm like, why doesn't Rob get his chapter? Like, I wanted to see this from Rob's perspective. I wanted to see this battle. Whatever. You suck, George R.R. Martin.
I liked it from Catelyn's perspective, too. I didn't have to read too much of the fight, die.
Yeah, but I feel like this would have been a good fight, die to read.
Yeah, I think, honestly, since the last battle was so much of that, like, literally the last chapter.
That's true.
I like this, like, change of pace. But, yeah, we could all have different preferences. So, she's looking around. There's, like, horns blowing everywhere, people charging, and gray wind is howling. And she's like, we got this. For a second, she felt something like pity for the Lannisters below. Because, like, she knows they got this.
Yeah.
And then it says, the whispering wood let out its breath all at once, as the bowmen Rob had hidden in the branches of the tree let their arrows fly, and the night erupted with the screams of men and horses. I just love the wood let out its breath all at once. And people fight. She, like, hears people yelling, Winterfell, Tully, River Run. And what else?
People fight, die.
Basically, yeah, she hears people begging for mercy,
and
dying.
Then Jaime is captured. It's like a lovely moment. It's a great moment.
Yeah, so, like, the battle ends and Rob comes back up to her and he's covered in blood and she's like, oh my god, you're hurt. And he's like, no, I think this is other people's blood, actually.
Yeah.
And Theon and the Great John drag Jaime to Catelyn, and once again, the Kingslayer, Hal announced unnecessarily. I just love that.
Yes. As if we didn't know who that was. Thank you.
Yes. So, you know, Jaime's being snarky. He's like, I would give you my sword, but I
misplaced it.
Yeah, exactly. Same with your husband and kids and everyone. So
yeah. I mean, Arya they actually misplaced. The rest of them they placed. So
right. Yeah. And Theon's like, kill him. And Rob's like, what? No, he's so much more valuable alive.
Yeah. I feel like Theon just likes to kill people.
Yeah, he's just I don't know what, but he is. And Rob's like, okay, take him away and make sure you put a guard around him because Lord Karstark will want him dead. And Catelyn's like, oh, why is that? Well, apparently Jaime killed both of Lord Karstark's sons trying to get to Rob.
Yeah.
And also, there's one other dude that died. Oh, Darren Hornwood. So Lord Hornwood died at the Battle of the Green Fork, and his son died here. So that sucks.
At least nobody has to miss anybody.
Well,
both just.
What about the family? They have, like.
That's true.
They probably have, like, wives and sisters and stuff.
I was hoping they didn't, but.
Okay.
No, not like just, you know, then
just that so they
them,
don't have to. Yeah.
That's too much to hope for.
Yeah, that sucks for them. And what else happened?
But it was
It
was interesting. I don't know if it was here they were talking about it, but they were like, oh, you can't fault Jaime for his bravery, because even when he knew he was losing, he was like, okay, I'm just gonna try to kill Rob so I can stop like the further mission from happening. But I feel like that was also because like he knew that like these are the Starks. Well, actually no, I was just thinking because he probably knew like at this point like these are the Starks. Like if I'm captured, they're not gonna kill me. They're just gonna capture me. You know?
Yeah, but now they have this huge bargaining chip that gives them an advantage.
That's true, but I guess to him, the potential of killing Robb. Well, or he could have just been impatient, as per Jaime. But I feel like if he thought it through, like, the potential of killing Robb, like the person leading this whole thing.
His thought process was like, well, I might as well die anyway, so why don't I try to kill him while I go down?
That's fair.
Yeah, and so they take him away, and Catelyn's like, okay, honor them and mourn them, but not now. We got other places to be. And Theon's like, oh, but we won. And we took out like 10 of their people for every one of ours. And we've like, they captured a few people too. They've captured Lord Westerling, Lord Banefort, Sir Garth Greenfield, Lord Estrin, Sir Titus Brax.
So I'm assuming like some of them like got away or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So now they're gonna like go, I don't know, like tell.
Well, maybe. No, I would think not. I think because this was like, they thought this was just like a little raiding party. They probably didn't bring a lot of people. So my guess would be either people died or are captured.
Okay.
I wouldn't think that anybody got away because they had them surrounded everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've also captured three other Lannisters. Tywin's nephews, 2 of his sister's sons, and 1 of his dead brother's sons. And Catelyn's like, oh yeah? Did you capture Lord Tywin too, Theon? And Theon's like, no. And she's like, yeah, then this war ain't done. And Robb's like, yeah, right. Let's go get River Run. Yeah. And then the chapter ends.
Okay, I have a question.
No. Just kidding, go ahead.
Greyjoy was like, we haven't had a victory like this since the Field of Fire. And I'm like, what's the Field of Fire?
Oh, we read about this in the appendix. This was when, like, a bunch of people, I think it was like, but okay, so this is during the conquest of Aegon, the Conqueror. And apparently, like, okay, I don't remember exactly. Is it the king of Casterly Rock, like whoever the Lannister was then, or Casterly? No, the king of Casterly Rock was like a Casterly, like that's who they used to be. And then the people from Highgarden, they like joined up together and went to fight against Aegon the Conqueror, but he brought his and both of his sisters' dragons, and they lit that shit on fire. Henceforth, the Field of Fire.
I see. So, according to Greyjoy, nothing since then has been this epic.
Yeah, well.
I see.
Great.
Yes. Interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, so that's that chapter. What did you think of these? Any, like, closing...
These were fun chapters. I was like, yes.
Weren't they
Start,
great?
Slay the game. But now I'm like, ugh, what if, like, Jaime escapes or something? I don't know. And, like, you know, we just still have so much more to go, you know?
Just enjoy the victory while it lasts.
I know. I'm just like, ugh, what if they, I don't know. Hopefully they don't, you know, die.
Okay.
And then it's also, oh my gosh, wait! Now they have Jaime. So now they can just be like, hey, we're gonna kill your brother / your son.
/ your lover.
Yes, that too.
Wait, no. They're gonna say, we're gonna kill him unless? Like, is there a...
Yes.
Unless?
Yes.
What's the unless?
We're gonna kill him unless you give us our family members back.
Right. So, yay, there's potential that... Ned and Sansa and potentially Arya.
And Catelyn said at one point, she was like, haha, wrong brother or whatever, but now we have the right brother. I swear to God, if Jaime escapes, I'm gonna jump into this book and hurt somebody.
Jump into this book?
Yes, I'm gonna physically go into the book's world, and then I'm gonna go hurt somebody if Jaime escapes.
So what do you think is gonna happen? Is he gonna escape, or is he going to be used to bargain for Ned and Sansa?
He's going to be used to bargain. Yeah, he's gonna be used to bargain.
Okay. So, how are, like, oh gosh, since I didn't write down notes, I also didn't write down questions. Let's think. Oh yes, River Run. are they going to be able to help there?
I'm gonna be optimistic. Because I did not expect Jaime Lannister to be captured in this chapter. That was a shocker. But, let's think. Okay. So, they're going to River Run. There's 3 separate camp thingies separated by rivers. And I remember in the chapter, somebody was like, oh, that's going to be their downfall. Like, the river separation. So, I'm thinking, are they going to go, like, one by one? Are they going to split their army into 3? But would that overpower?
But then they would also put them at the same disadvantage.
That's what I mean. So, like, are they just going to go one by one? But then communication, you know, then like the third party is going to be ready for you. You know, like, what are they going to do? Or are they... Right. Oh, also, Roose Bolton escaped. So I'm assuming he's going to come find them. But that's a while.
Right, but I don't know if it'll be in time for the battle at River Run.
That's true. He'll just be strolling down, trying to get there.
Also, if you go to your map in the book.
Yes.
So Roose Bolton is somewhere between the Twins and the Trident on the King's Road there. Meaning he is literally the only defense that, like, the North has against the South. So will Robb want him to, like, come over to where he is and leave the North undefended?
Okay, wait. 1 second. Oh, I said the Robb. Robb's going to River Run?
Yeah, he's at River Run.
Wait, they're already at River Run?
Well, like, just pretend they're really close to River Run.
Okay,
is what I'm saying.
Okay, cool. So they're at River... Oh, I see, right. Because then, like, let's say somebody goes past River Run, there's nothing. That's true. I guess he wouldn't want that.
Yeah, because Tywin is also on the other side of the river. So he can just go all the way up north.
That's true.
If there's no army there.
That's true. That's fair.
So what do you think?
But I guess, like, now... okay, yeah. That's risky. That is scary. We don't want them to get to Winterfell.
Fell?
Winterfell. Oh! Wait, I thought it was Winterfell!
It was the castle at which Winter fell.
I have spent this entire book thinking it was Winterfell.
No, you have not. You've just misremembered this past few minutes.
Yes.
I promise.
Okay, cool. What was the question?
What's Roose Bolton gonna do with his part of the army?
Roose Bolton is going to... Well, he can't do anything against Tyrion, as we've seen. Now he's...
Tyrion or Tywin?
Oh, sorry, Tywin. I don't know. Could he... I don't know, like, what can he do other than, like, join Robb or, like, try to fight Tyrion or...
Tywin.
Try to fight Tywin. Okay, you know what? He's gonna follow Tywin and see what he's up to.
Okay. So when Tywin gets news of Jaime's capture, what's he gonna do?
He's gonna go fight them.
So he's also gonna cross the river and
go to River Run. Yes.
Okay.
Or he could go to Winterfell and capture people there. No, but that would be even farther. That would not be in time. Yeah, that's really far. He would not do that. He's gonna go to River Run and he's gonna assist them in their fighting endeavors.
Got it. What's Tyrion gonna do? Fight some more battles?
Yes. Well, the only reason he was, like, fighting... Well, he was fighting because the mountain people were like, oh, you have to fight with us, right?
Yes.
And, yeah, I guess the mountain people are going to fight again because they still want their stuff, so... Yeah, so he's going to still be fighting.
Okay. I mean, they did get their requested armor and weapons.
Yeah, that's true, but I feel like Tywin's going to be like, if you want more, stay.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly look through the book.
But also, like, they kind of failed Tywin's plan, so maybe he's gonna use another plan now and not use them. But I don't know.
Okay.
No, but they're disposable to him. He's gonna want to use them.
All right. Will Tyrion get to have a nice meal after this battle?
I really hope so, for his sake. I think so.
Can't believe he went to battle hungry. Ugh. I'd just be like, kill me now. What's the point of living without food?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
And his sleep got interrupted. And as you know, the priorities in my life are number 1, sleep. Number 2, food.
Oh my gosh. Mine is...
And he got neither of them.
Mine is number 1, food. That's it. No other priorities.
See, for me, it would be like evenly matched, but sometimes I go to bed hungry just because I'm that sleepy.
That's fair.
So, like, that's me kind of prioritizing sleep over food. Which is not healthy, but that's okay. It's just what it is. Fine. Sorry, I got really defensive for a second.
Oh my.
What about Shay? Is she going to be Tyrion's girlfriend?
Yes. Yes.
Cool.
I think at one point he was like, "Oh, if we die, just bring Shay back to her residence."
He was like, "Podrick, you 12-year-old, make sure she gets home safe if we lose this battle."
Oh my gosh, that's funny.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Pod is like, he is no older than 12. I know that for a fact.
I still can't believe that Theon is 19. What the heck? I thought he was like a 30-year-old.
It was like,
thought he was
in
like
the very first chapter, when we were with Bran, he remarks that Theon's 19.
I see.
But I guess you've forgotten. So.
Well, it was the first chapter.
It's okay. You will be rereading this book once we read the whole thing, and then you'll remember stuff.
All right.
Da 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 Oh, I forgot to mention, Chella gathers 4 more years for her necklace.
Oh my gosh. That's funny. That's very funny. I want to see Bran. We haven't seen Bran in a while.
Okay. Yeah, I think those are all the predictions I can think of from these chapters. Let's just move on to the next chapters. Okay, so you said you want to see Bran. We will be reading 3 chapters next time.
Okay, cool. I want to
give me your hopes and predictions.
Okay, I would like to see Bran.
Okay.
I would also like to see Arya. I'm concerned for her safety. I would also like to see Sansa.
Okay.
Watch me get none of them.
You would be more pleased than you think.
Oh, watch me get one.
So, we'll reading chapters 64, 65, and 66. 66. 666. No. Okay. Cut that out. What was that?
No, don't cut it out. That was funny.
Okay, so chapter 64 is Daenerys.
Ugh.
What did you just... I mean, that's fine, but still.
No, it's just because, that means that I don't get to see the 3 people that I want to see. Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I think Daenerys is going to be giving birth in this chapter.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yes.
Chapter... Oh, wait. No, wait. We have to discuss where. Because I think the last time you were like, they're going to get to where they're going to be selling people to slavers. And then they're going to be about to board the ships, and then she's going to be in labor. That's
still what I think, yes.
Okay, cool. Chapter 65. Arya.
Yay! Oh my gosh, hi Arya. Oh, I was about to spell Arya wrong, because one of my friends has A-A-R-Y-A, and I was about to spell like Arya. Okay, cool, I spelled it properly.
Okay. Well, tell me what we're gonna see from Arya.
Oh my gosh, last time we saw Arya, she was still like escaping, and like we don't even know where she is. Nobody's found her. Sneaky gal. I mean, she could be dead, but I don't think she's dead. I think she's not dead.
Okay.
Okay, what did I say last time? Did I say she was gonna try to go to Winterfell?
Yeah, you were like, she's gonna find a boat to Winterfell.
Okay.
It was somewhere along those lines.
Okay, maybe she's on the boat to Winterfell, or maybe I don't think she's gonna try and walk that whole distance. I think she's gonna find a boat, and maybe she's gonna get intercepted on the boat.
Maybe she'll find a horse and ride that distance.
Oh, that's true. But yeah, because I'm just thinking, like, if she was on the boat, like, I feel like they probably have, like, they're probably keeping watch on, like, the ships and stuff, you know? To make sure that the Starks
and probably all the gates. So
yeah.
They're keeping watch everywhere, probably.
Yes. So, or she could just be, like, she could have just blended into some sort of town. Like, you know what I mean? Like
the town that they're in, King's Landing?
Yeah, but that's too close. Yeah, okay, fine. Let's say that she's at the town in King's Landing, and she's...
Well, King's Landing is a city. You can't say she's at the town in King's Landing. That doesn't make any sense.
She's at King's Landing, outside of the Red Keep, and she's,
right,
you know, in the vicinity. She's doing something. She's probably trying to get money to stay. Hopefully she's found a place to stay. Find out.
Okay, cool. Chapter 66 is Bran.
Oh my gosh, I got 2 out of 3! Yay! Oh my gosh, hi Bran.
Oh, you keep saying hi to them.
Oh, well, I don't know why I'm doing that, but... Okay, wait. Since it's going Arya Bran, maybe it could be like... Maybe Arya
gets to Winterfell and Bran's like, oh, my sister, long lost sister.
Maybe, yeah. Hopefully. That would be really nice. That would be really, really nice. You know what? I'm going to predict that because that's a nice prediction. So Arya's going...
Okay, so how did Arya get to Winterfell? Boat?
But the boats are probably... Maybe she got to boat, but she had like a disguise on, so nobody could recognize her.
So Arya hid and... Rode. What do you do on a boat? Do you ride a boat? Take a boat?
Yeah.
She took a boat
yes.
to Winterfell. And she gets there and she sees the walls and Bran spots her and is like, oh my gosh, tell me all that's been going on. Let's catch up.
I think she's gonna... I think she's gonna be really close by. And then during Bran's chapter, she's gonna arrive.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, then, those are the 3 chapters.
Oh my gosh, that's very exciting.
Yes. I think that's everything. People, email us at popculturesymposium@gmail.com and follow us on Instagram at popculturesymposium because I will be posting stories.
Yes!
Our actual posts are too hard, so I'll just post, like, new episode out as a reminder if you want.
Yeah.
You can also subscribe to the podcast. That'll also give you a reminder. But you know what? Do whatever you want. I'm not your boss. So, yeah.
Email us with end of year or end of book theories.
Yeah, y'all better hurry because, like, we're approaching the end here. And depending on when
this episode gets released,
it might be after the fact that we've recorded.
Oh my.
No, I'm trying. I've posted 2 episodes this week, so we're good. Okay. Yeah. Until next time. Farewell, my friends.
Talk to you later.